Lauren, who has influenced you the most professionally, and how have they done that for you?
For I haven't really seen a specific graphic artist that has caught my attention. I mean, I can drive down the road and see tons of signs that inspire me, but I don't really have a specific person that I tend to focus on.
Okay. Maybe if a specific style?
I like minimal design. I've done studies on like minimal web design, and I think that where I'm going, I like using minimal web design because I can focus on my personal pieces and not so much the web layout. And I've come that a lot of my graphic pieces also focus on or minimal design.
Mhm.
Okay, Richard.
Miss Lawrence, can you tell me about a strength that you have as a designer?
My strength, I feel that I carry is in print design. There's so many different fields in graphic design. Print design is what I feel that I'm most strong at. I like doing brochures, flyers, and a lot of my stuff is text heavy. I guess I tend to focus on text more than image.
Thank you.
Okay, Lauren. How do your experiences qualify you for this job?
I've done a ton of internships through my college experience, mainly because looking at future job postings, it looks like you need like years and years of experience, and I didn't really know how to get that. So I've just done internships like every semester. I've done a total of 4 internships. I've done one at Tri-Leaf Designs, which was a company that does graphic design for a wide range of clients. I was a graphic designer for a fitness company where I focused on doing business cards, brochures, posters, basically just a call on kind of like a freelance thing. I've done one at PTI Group where I helped them develop mock-ups for like Easter baskets. If you're ever in the store and you see like those baskets that have Disney characters on them, they're like cardboard boxes. That's what they designed, and I played a part in designing those. And then my most recent internship was at Guidebook Publishing, where I focused on creating ads for church booklets. Like if there was a church member at a church that had like a plumbing company, he could put an ad in their directory, and we would design those ads. So I've had a lot of experience in a lot of different parts of graphic design, and I think that benefits me just coming straight out of college. So,
Right. Okay. Uh, what would you still like to learn if
as I
given?
said before, I kind of like minimal web design, but web design as a complete thing, I don't know much about. I'm not too into coding, but I would really like to learn more because as the time goes on, the world's going to be more and more on the internet and more technology will be out there. So it's an important skill that I think I could learn more about that would benefit me.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Nina,
Okay.
you're
So
next.
I'm getting interviewed now.
Okay. Nina is on the spot. Okay. Lauren, you want to start making her question?
Nina, where do you see yourself in 5 years professionally?
Goal is to be out of and hopefully teaching in a school in near Toronto, Canada, and hopefully be selling my artwork in the evenings as well, but mostly teaching.
Okay. Richard?
Hi, Ms. Stewart. Talk to me about a recent obstacle that you have to overcome within the design department and how you achieved it.
Let's see. Um, I'm not sure if it's a department-wide problem, but it was more of a personal problem. I'm extremely stubborn, and I don't like to listen to direction right away. Um, but I quickly catch on, and I change gears and jump on board. So that's what I've basically been working on, is jumping on board quicker than I already have been.
Thank you.
Okay. Nina, um, I've seen that you have done a lot of work that is very personal to you. So I'd like to know how do your past experiences or life experiences affect your work directly?
Um, Most of the time it is subconscious, and I need to reevaluate my artwork after it's finished most of the time to see where I was, what I was feeling at that time. But I've had a lot of ups and downs in my life, and I've overcome a great burden, and I think my art helped me to uh, see things that I didn't see as I was living. I needed to write it down in the moment, record it, and then needed to step back and view it again. So that's how I use my art, is basically to evaluate my life and my own behaviors.
Okay, interesting. The second question that I have to make, I would like to know where do you think your work can become better? Your technical skills. Where do you think you can improve?
Preciseness. I sometimes I go more towards drama and inner feelings more than precise detail, which is what I'd like to get more into, and get it more less personal, more more public.
Okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good. Understood what you're trying to say. Okay, Richard, we're gonna now ask questions to Richard.
Before we continue,
Now I'm gonna put Richard on the spot. Richard's in the big screen. Okay. Lauren.
Richard, who is your biggest inspiration as far as fashion?
well, my biggest inspiration as a fashion designer is gotta be the design label of Dior. I see a lot of myself in his designs, how he constructs things, how he simply just his design aesthetic as the general design label. Big dresses, couture gowns, glamour everywhere, layers over layers. So that would be basically the one that I see myself represented more in the international world.
Okay.
Nina.
Richard, if you were not a fashion designer, what would you be?
I would have to say that a graphic designer. I've had the opportunity to work for a very well-established beauty salon in Puerto Rico, which I do their PR, their media, and all their graphic design. I work basically creating from the promotional stuff to basically running their Facebook. That's got to be something that I enjoy doing currently. It's good money after all. And if it wouldn't be graphic design, it would be industrial design. I also worked as an industrial designer, creating and manufacturing a lot of utensils that are man-made and man-used. Basically, staging, lighting, and all that stuff, mostly related to theater, but it's still considered industrial design.
Okay. Richard, uh, how does your personal traits differ you from other fashion designers?
Wow. My personal traits,
Yes.
I would have to say that the personal trait that most I identify myself as a strong person. I don't come out easy at first, mainly because I project myself professionally, and many people take it the wrong way. But it's just being a strong person, a strong, decided human being that knows what it wants, and I project it everywhere I go. So that would be basically my strongest trait.
Great. Okay. And the second question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Myself, definitely teaching. I see myself teaching. I taught before at a graduate level in Puerto Rico, so I want to continue doing that. I don't see myself, Richard Cotto, as a designer internationally. I would love to work for a fashion label that is already established. What I know to do is just designing, so I don't want to deal with all the marketing, all the business side of fashion right now. Maybe in a few years, but in the immediate future, the next 5 years, basically finishing my grad school and entering a well-designed label.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
All right,
Okay.
Alamar.
Hi.
Hello. How does your graphic design degree help your concept with 3D modeling?
Well, uh, graphic design helped me a lot to improve my technical skills with software because Photoshop is very important for modeling. It helped me have a better idea of placements, of negative space. It, it gave me a better understanding of forms and the space that they have in any kind of design and shapes and how they work with each other and how they interact. So for me, it's really the graphic design background helps me a lot to set myself apart from other designers and other modelers because it just gives me that extra mile that I need to execute my modeling better, my forms, and everything related to 3D modeling.
Okay. And what personal experiences do you have and that you can bring to this position?
Well, I've always been a big fan of Disney, and I've always tried to keep myself always close to the new trends that they're creating, and I always dream of being a part of it. So applying for this internship, it's a chance that I have to show my connection with the field and how I that is outgoing and funny and innovative and creative. How can I can add a lot to the creative department of Disney. I'm familiar with their past, and I can help them building the future.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nina?
Who has been your most personal influence?
Well, my most personal influence, I would say John Lasseter. He's the creator of Pixar, and he's like the CEO, the head of Pixar, the biggest animator and creator that I have. And he, since I'm a little children, he inspired me a lot to create and to try to set myself and become better. And as I found my passion in the past years with 3D modeling and 3D animation and 3D characters, I inspire myself on him and all the difficulties that he went through in his life and how that made him what he is now. So I would like to learn from him one day. And
Hi, Lamar.
hey,
Um, can you talk about a little bit more? I know you talk about it in the first question, but I want to know in 3 words. What are 3 strengths that separate you from the